Hello and welcome back to FPS Creator Classics, where we take a look at interesting and original games developed in FPS Creator. And today we're taking a look at Replicore, which is developed by Luke Porter, aka Luke314Pi. Now we've actually played one of Luke's games before on this series. A while back we played Darkest Island, which was a kind of a zombie game, which it kind of built a nice little world and has some cool voice acting in it and even some custom cutscenes. And along with Replicore and I think one of his other games, Cry of the Infected, these are actually commercial games that were actually sold. So really interesting artifacts from this sort of time. I think this game dates from about sort of 2007, 2008. I think Luke was quite prolific in the community at that sort of stage. So yeah, I'm expecting a decent level of production value here, even though FPSC was still quite early in its development. And one thing I will say about this game, even just looking from the menu screens, is that you can tell that there's a lot of different assets in here, and when you read the flavor text that kind of comes with the game, you start to see why. So it seems as if this game has been put together as a way to sort of utilize the many different themes of model packs that came out for FPSC in those early days, and some of these models will be community made as well. But as I've explained previously, FPSC shipped with sci-fi assets and World War II assets, and a little bit of modern day stuff was kind of brought in later. And so, how do you reconcile that into one game? Well, Replicore seems to be an attempt to do that. So what the flavor text actually says is, in the near future, a video game system is invented that is a complete virtual environment. Players can see, feel, and smell everything inside of this virtual world. This system is called the Replicore. You play as William, the first beta tester of this virtual world. Games for the Replicore come from all corners of the gaming world, such as World War II, survival game, puzzle, and RPG. But as you begin testing these environments, things start to go horribly wrong. People and places from the Replicore world start to exist in the real world. The system places the entire facility on lockdown, and the vile creatures it creates begin to butcher the trapped developers. You are their only hope. So again, we could be in for a sort of a bit of a zombie type experience again, but let's not let that worry us. I think it should still be a really interesting game. So let's get started.
Welcome, William. I just wanted to congratulate you on being the very first beta tester of our virtual video game system, the Replicore.
Okay, well, presumably there would have been more of that back in 2007, but unfortunately, it now loads a lot quicker on my system. So,
William, let me start by telling you that everything you'll experience in each of our 4 Replicore chambers feels very real, but it's actually made of Replicore matter. It's only real when you're inside the chamber, and outside of it, it can't exist. Nothing inside the Replicore chambers can hurt you. We have safety mechanisms built in place, so don't worry about that. Up ahead, you're going to experience our first Replicore chamber, which is our World War II simulator. But I'll tell you more about that when you get there. So, here's the well-utilized scientist model from, I think, model pack 4? He's been slightly retextured here, but here he's playing the voice of Nathaniel Clover, the marketing director of Replicore Systems Incorporated. And we've got some nice segments here. These are custom. Not sure whether Luke made these himself, but I certainly don't recognize them from a sort of a commercial model pack, so possibly. Okay, so it's F to open doors. And already the world building has started with the voice acting. Oh, that's cool. So we've got some marketing material there, and a view from inside the Replicore chamber with no game loaded. Okay. Oh wow, okay, this is interesting texture. So, having read that flavor text, we already know that something is going to go horribly wrong, but I'm interested to see how it builds that. Human resources. William, these next few rooms are going to test your physical fitness capabilities. This is just something our programmers need when adjusting the settings for the game.
Okay, so we can't get through this door game props, but we can do the fitness testing. So we're in a little kind of tutorial section at the moment. It's a jumping puzzle with some suitably tense music Fortunately, the jumps don't seem too far apart. As we know, I am not a huge fan of a jumping puzzle in FPSC. There's something weird about how the player capsule sort of moves that I find quite difficult to deal with, even after all this time playing FPSC games. Fortunately, the penalty for failure is not too bad. I mean, it looks like we've got... Hey, is that a ladder? Wow, that's actually quite innovative for the time. Ladders were in the early access version of FPSC, but they actually didn't make it into version 1. So yeah, that's quite unusual to see that. Kind of functions a bit weirdly. You sort of auto rise. I mean, it's like a lift basically. I wonder if that's how they did it. It looks just like an invisible lift entity or something. And even the scripting capabilities of FPSC were quite limited because you had the proprietary FPI scripting language. So you were kind of reliant on whatever sort of commands were already written in. You couldn't kind of make your own stuff up like you can in Lua.
Alright, William, we're ready to start our World War II simulator. The game is tentatively titled Paratrooper Drop Zone. Let me set the scene for you here. You are an American soldier infiltrating a German fortress in September of 1944. Your mission is to steal a set of documents from General Van Housen. Now, the general is very well guarded, and there will be many dangers along the way, but I trust with your gaming ability you'll be able to get through it just fine. Good luck!
I'm hoping I can just step through that door and... That's cool. The fact that you know, the game art changes for the loading screens to represent each game that we're going to be in. The other thing I will say is the music is incredibly loud, so I'm going to have to turn that down in the edit. Oh, look at this. We are parachuting into the German fortress. And we've, what, gone through the roof? Yeah, we have. There's even a hole where we fell, which probably would have killed a normal person, but not us. Good stuff. And we have a nice gun, Colt 45, with hands, which, do you know what, I'm not actually sure that was a standard thing back in the day. I know that FPSC shipped with guns without hands, so... Oh, we've lost our music. Okay. Never mind. So, stock enemies and stock doors, but this brick texture is not stock. Not even sure this wood one is as well. So actually, I kind of wrote this game off as, you know, let's use as much stock media as possible. But actually, there's quite a lot of custom stuff in here. Anyway. Oh, this looks like there'll be someone lurking here. Oh... That's quite cheap, spawning in an enemy behind me. Okay, there was a noise there, but I... don't really know what that noise... What does that signify? Some sort of machine. Don't believe this game has iron sights. Kind of harkens to an older tradition of FPS games that didn't have that sort of stuff. Oh god, the music's building up. Here we go. Can we lean? We can lean. Excellent. Oh god. I'm out of ammo. I'm also stuck on the scenery somehow. Had to kind of crouch to get out of that one. Okay, so I'm looking for these plans. Presumably I'm after some sort of dossier that says top secret on it, because I know that was an asset that came with FPSC. Ah, this guy looks like a commander. There we go. We've got the dossier. Fantastic.
William, I am so sorry about you actually getting hurt in there. There must be some sort of settings error, and I will... William, how do you still have your gun? Replicated matter should only exist within the replicon chamber. That must be one of the real guns our modeling team was using for reference. That is odd. Anyways, the survival horror chamber is up ahead. I'll give you the details when you get there.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you're just going to let me roam around with a fully loaded MP40. That's fine. Right, so let's save the game because I know that FPSC can be a little bit... Oh, actually, look, we already have these saves in here already. Perhaps I will just kind of leave that then. I don't want to overwrite any of this stuff. It's always a weird thing about FPSC games that they sometimes ship with pre-saved games. Again, more interesting lighting and cool textures. Jim, here is the first draft of copy I wrote on how the Replicore chamber functions in simple terms. Each Replicore chamber is an enclosed room in which objects and people are created through a combination of replicated matter and special force fields which create the boundaries of surfaces of the game world. The simulated feel of a large environment is created by placing the participants on force fields which move with their feet, keeping them in one place, kind of like a treadmill. The effect is an ultra-realistic simulation in which the user can experience almost any game environment imaginable. Let me know if you spot any changes that need to be made. Okay. So clearly a lot of thought has gone into the world and the technology behind this system. So they're really kind of building it up.
William, if you'd like to get in a little target practice, we have 2 shooting galleries up ahead on your left.
I mean, I'll take the ammo, but I don't really feel like I'll need the... Ow. That actually hurt me, so I'm not going to bother doing that again. And what's in this one? I don't really think I need any target practice. FPSC's guns are not difficult to aim, but they're not, you know, that great feeling either. Okay. Groundbreaking visuals. Did not support fluid atomizer. Okay. So this is like a little sort of almost like a museum of like how the Replicore system has changed. So first generation, this is how they used to display stuff. Then they moved to the second generation. These are all stock assets, by the way. They're just light assets that come with these sort of sci-fi bits of FPSC. Graviton lenses introduced. And then we end up with this, which has got some weird sort of shading effects on it. Hasn't quite rendered realistically. Ultra-realistic environments. Cons? None. Well, I guess we'll see about that, because it sounds like it's not working quite to plan. The historical department, which I cannot go through. That's a shame. The legal department. Yeah, no wonder they've shut their door.
Alright, William, we're ready to start the survival horror game now. I think you'll really enjoy the creepy environment we have created for you. The game is called Zombie Planet, You start out in a derelict apartment building, and you're trying to find your wife. I won't tell you any more than that, just watch out for zombies, and be careful, since the game can actually hurt you now, somehow. Good luck!
I like the way that even though it can actually do damage to me and it's not working as function, they're still going to let me go in there. Oh well, at least I've got a real gun. So we're effectively getting, well, what did they say? There were four games they wanted to test, so we're effectively getting 4 games in one, possibly 5 games in one, because who knows what's going to happen in the latter stages. You know, if everything goes to hell, then we could end up with, you know, a Portal type scenario where we kind of leave the facility altogether. But let's just see where this goes. So very different atmosphere for this one. Quite like this broken floor asset. This is most likely created using a CSG punch mesh, so it's effectively like a Boolean operation that's performed to this mesh to kind of punch a hole in it. Although it is actually textured on the edges, so that perhaps it's a custom job. Maybe they made the hole themselves in a modelling software. Just dealt a small amount of damage there for no apparent reason. Okay, I've got a bat. That's good. I hope these are zombies that I can shoot, though. I don't think we've seen this weapon before in one of these episodes. So this this bat, I believe, comes from Model Pack 5, which was modelled by Jonathan Fletcher, I believe is his name. And unlike the other model packs that had come out before this, you know, this had a very different kind of art style, I found. But it did feature melee weapons. Okay, we've lost our music again, which is a bit of a shame because it was really building up a bit of atmosphere. So she's been retextured. This is a zombie nurse woman from Model Pack 4, but she's normally in white because she's a nurse, but in this version she's been textured to wear a kind of an orange dress. So presumably not a nurse, even though she's still got that little kind of hat. Just take a look around this apartment block. Okay, music's back. Oh, hang on, we're back where we were. Was there anything for me to find in this room? We've got a little bit of dynamic lighting going on as well, so you can see the flickering lights. I don't have an awful lot of bullets, actually. I might save my bullets. Oh, but my MP40's back. Cool. What? What? Okay, so that's game over, but I didn't even see what killed me, so I'm a little bit confused. I'm going to see if I can load the game. Now, where was I? Was I... Let's try level 4. That looks about right. So this is a problem with some old FPSC games, is they don't spawn in the enemies. I've noticed this myself with my own games. In Acid Factory, there's supposed to be these kind of demon-looking characters that they're actually assets that came out of Dark Matter. Very old asset packs for Dark Basic. But when you play the game now, they don't appear. They're supposed to spawn in at a certain point, and they just don't. Ah, okay. That's interesting. So we can't pick up the bat anymore. That's odd. That's quite... Okay, now we can. Right. Very, very strange. Nothing in here. Gone to the effort of making them dynamic boxes, but they don't actually do anything. Is that a cat meowing? I can't tell. So it looks like we are going to have to face this this thing. Hopefully it spawns in this time. I mean, I just tried spraying with bullets and it didn't really work, so I'm not really sure what to do about that. I might see if I can nip through that door. So we want level 4 again. So yeah, there's some issues. Presumably in the commercial release there were not issues, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a very odd kind of problem because, you know, it's weird because you can hear the footsteps of the enemy wandering around. You just can't see anything, and also there's no like hitbox. You can't actually, yeah, you can't like hit it. So very strange error. How good is this bat? Oh, okay. I don't want her to get too close. So actually the bat is kind of useless really, because if you get close enough to a zombie to actually need the bat over a gun, then the chances are you're probably going to be dead anyway. Right, I'm going to try and make it through that door. I'm just relying on the fact that FPSC enemies are not that smart, so hopefully he won't have made it through that doorway. Of course, if we come across any other enemies... Okay, we have a key. Could jump down there, but I don't want to yet. Oh, nice. New weapon. With a very slow reload animation, but never mind. Actually, one thing I am noticing, the hand models, they all have these the same gloves. So I suspect that the Colt 1911 has probably had the hands added on from this much later weapon, which was it's an errant AI shotgun. Right, I can hear... Oh, we have a cutscene. Ah, my wife. Brilliant.
William, we're moving ahead a few levels so you can fight some of the other zombies we've created for this game. At this point in the story, your wife is in a safe place, but you are continuing forward through a water treatment facility, trying to find a cure for what has happened to this town.
So it's, I don't actually know the sort of the chronology of Luke Porter's games, so I don't know whether this came out before or after Darkest Island or Cry of the Infected. I have a feeling it may have been after Darkest Island, but before Cry of the Infected. So, and actually, I would say that the production value kind of holds up to that. I would say that this is better put together than Darkest Island. Everything's just a little bit more professional here. This is what passed for a zombie in the original FPSC. It would take a few years for better zombie characters to be added to the engine through model packs and things. So far it's a pretty standard affair of shooting things and finding keys and all your classic FPSC tropes. Let's convince something was gonna... Oh my god! Okay, that did make me jump. And what's down here? Anything interesting? No. Sound zone was a bit small there, that's why the floor wasn't didn't have the music, but anyway, never mind. Well, I guess, oh, actually, we can go through a number of different ventilation systems. So, of course, it wouldn't be an FPS creator game without a little bit of vent crawling, so let's see what we can find. We've got a number of different options here. So we know that one's open. What about this one? Of course, I'm going through the other ones first, not the most obvious one. And that one's blocked. So I guess it's ventilation system 19. Wow, it's quite a maze down here. There's a lot of different avenues. Okay, that is presumably going to kill me. That looks like some sort of radioactive slime. Could really do with some kind of noise here to kind of sell that, but never mind. So some effort has been made to light these levels. And actually, also, I know it's a small point, but I've just realised that obviously, you know, air vents are not normally lit, but quite often in these FPSC games, you have to put lights in them to kind of actually see where you're going. This is one of the few games where they've actually put in a light fixture. So there's a reason for it to be lit, you know, it's not just what I would call unmotivated lighting. Now, you can argue that, yeah, why would you put lights in an air vent? And yeah, fair enough, that's true. But at least, you know, he's gone to the effort of adding in a reason for there to be light in here. So hang on. This really is the only way, isn't it? There's a lot of different avenues here, but that one's blocked. This is basically just one big loop. So it does look like I'm going to have to fall into the radioactive sludge. I hope it doesn't damage me too much. Is there a ladder I can use to get out of this, or what? I mean, this pretty much looks like end. Unless there's a thing beneath me. I can't believe that this is the right way to go. Oh my god. Okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, that was basically a little mini boss battle there.
Oh, William, up ahead there'll be a lab assistant who can help you with shit. They're dead. Oh god, they're dead. William, we need to get you out of here immediately. Unfortunately, the chambers behind you are all locked. The next game ahead of you is the Sci-fi game. I'm gonna shut down all of the enemy units, so you should be able to just move through the environment without any problems. Please be careful.
Why do I get the feeling that these scientists aren't actually dead? I mean, they are lying face down, but they're also fully lit, which makes me think they're dynamic entities. Maybe they're only triggered to stand when I get to this corner of the room. I've just played too many FPSC games where, you know, this is the beginning of a kind of a zombie bit where, you know, they'll stand when I get to a certain point in the room. In fact, I've even done it myself. I did it in Acid Factory. Admittedly, it was with the kind of zombie variant of these scientist characters. So things are going wrong within the facility, but we have no choice but to move forward. And I can't get through that door. So, Unless there's some kind of key. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was mean. And I got stuck on him as well. Stuck in the collision box. So where did he come from? What, like what? Anyway, never mind. Let's continue.
Bad news, William. The system is not letting me shut down the enemy units. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to do your best on this one. You're playing as the commander of a space station that has just been invaded by cyborgs, and you need to get out of the station alive. And William, this means getting yourself out of there alive as well. So please be on your guard.
Well, I hope you're going to give me some health, because I lost a lot in that last little encounter. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's a nice little concept, this, and like I said, a good way to work in multiple themes into one genre, multiple genres into one game. You often see game developers who are inexperienced producing games where the assets kind of come from multiple different sources and there's a bit of everything. At least this game goes to the trouble of kind of making an in-world reason why that would be the case. Wow, this is a very grungy space station. I don't know where any of this stuff came from. This is not model pack material or anything. I mean, perhaps this was all custom made. Not the bat. Yeah, go on then, the shotgun. Oh, even I have one now. Okay, interestingly it said press enter to use, but I've been conditioned to press F to do things, and F actually did it. I like this screen, that's a cool little element. Oh, thank God, needed that. No ambient sound effects for this bit, which is a shame, because it could really use it. Help bring home that kind of atmosphere. Well, this is nice. Nice little environment, this. Kind of reminds me of some of the more grungy areas of, I don't know, like the Quake games or Jedi Knight, actually. Yeah, some of the kind of more grungy environments of Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. So it looks like if you can shoot these enemies with the shotgun, or there is a special name for this type of shotgun, I can't remember what it's called, the auto slug? Anyway, if you can shoot them, you can kind of stun lock them so they can't get a shot off. That's useful to know. We've got an endless pit of doom here, but at least they've gone to the trouble of putting some handrails around it. Ah. Endless pit of doom is probably where we have to go. Although we do have a key, so that did open one of these doors, right? Which one was it? Even though this is supposed to be a space station, to me it feels more like a kind of a mining colony. It's got that kind of earthy look to it. Oh, bit of the environment popped in there. See, another reason, yeah, it is a mining colony. I mean, you don't get lava in space. They are deep underground, surely. Press enter to use. Press enter on what? What's... Okay, well. Leave that door open as an escape route. Oh no! Oh no! We haven't had that one for a while. The old FPSC, yeah, falling through the environment bug. Alright, what level was that? 7? I think it was 7. So it looks like we're going to have to play through the space station mining colony thing again. But that's fine. probably my favourite level so far, actually. I really like the design of it. So I don't mind. Alright. That's interesting. Is that a destructible environment? Hey, those pillars. That's amazing. So let's just take a moment to appreciate. Okay, well I need to reload my shotgun first. Well, look at that. Destructible environments in FPSC. I'm stunned. That's crazy. And awesome at the same time. Huh. I've never seen that done before in an FPSC game. That's very clever. And you know the funny thing is, I was running around thinking to myself, yeah, it's all good, but these pillars here, they don't look very well shaded compared to the rest of the level. Well, now we know why. Because they're animated entities. So they can't be shaded because they're dynamic. Very impressive stuff. I tip my cap to you, Luke. And because we're kind of going through somebody else's save game that actually comes with the game, they started this level with a bit more health, so consequently I've got a bit more health, which is good. Still missing that ambience though, could really do with a bit of ambient noise just to kind of sail the environment a bit more. We've got some here for the lava. So there is a room through there. I want to try and go into this room, but also not fall through the floor, so I don't know what these little things are here. Are they important? No. I can't pick them up. It's going near to this chair that does it. There's something weird about the collision box. Oh, we have a safe. What's in the safe? Okay, so I've pressed F. Okay, it took a little bit of time. So there's some gold. Okay. Can I pick that up? Not really sure the significance of the gold, but that's cool. It's very obviously a different asset though. It's got a completely different sort of style of prompt. You know, the text was completely different to what we've seen so far, which has been very sort of stock FPSC prompts. Ah, right, okay. Bit of jeopardy here with some lava. I really hope they don't make me jump. Yeah, because this could be pretty painful. Like, oh wow, I see I'm starting to fall already. Come on, I can feel myself not actually on the plank. There we go. Good stuff. Oh wow, he's... Oh my god. Wow, I lost a lot of health doing that. That was, yeah. That was intense. Okay, well, we survived just after we fell through the environment, but that's fine. Yeah, so what's that now? World War II, survival horror, and now sci-fi. So I wonder what else awaits us.
William, I completely forgot about the puzzle chamber. It's another game chamber. It's directly in our path. We can't avoid it. I would help you out with the puzzles, but they're randomly generated depending on the player that enters. I'm sorry, you're just going to have to do your best.
Okay, well, you would hope that being a puzzle game it wouldn't have any enemies, but I bet it does. this? Not really sure what the significance of the red square is, but that's... Oh, hang on. Are we in it? This is the puzzle chamber. I assume. Ah! What the... I don't understand why it electrocuted me. Okay. Right, well, sorry, what was that? Level 8. That screenshot looks a bit different. I hope it hasn't skipped too far forward into level 8. I'd quite like to play level 8 from the beginning if possible. Oh, okay. So, is this, right, maybe I just missed this out. Right, okay, so, my colour is the path. My colour is the burning passion of love. My colour is the glowing intensity of the sun. My colour is the seething shade of jealousy. My colour is the endless expanse of the ocean. My colour is the bright petal of a sunflower. My colour is the infinite field of grass. My colour is the cloudless summer sky. Okay, so I keep a notepad by my desk, so bear with me 1 second. So I guess this is the order. This is the colours in which we need to do it. So burning passion of love is red, which makes sense because there's a red tile on the floor, so we should go red. Then glowing intensity of the sun is yellow. That's why we got that one right, because yeah, that's yellow. Green is jealousy. Ocean is blue, I suppose. Sunflower is yellow again. Grass is green. And cloudless summer sky is blue again. So in theory, if we go red, yellow, green, blue, we should survive. But let's see. So red, yellow, green, blue, yellow, green. Yeah, don't go that way. Green, and then blue. I can't get through it. What? Why can't I get through it? I bet if I go any other direction I'll die. What? No, seriously, I can't. But it is blue, right? I mean, if I go to any other door, I'll die, right? Surely. Although, actually... No, surely that's death. Yeah, I knew it. Well, that's maddening. Okay, well, let's try that again. Maybe if it loads the level again, it might actually let me do it. FPSC and its strange errors. If we can't get through this, well, it looks like there's probably a save for level 9, so maybe we can just jump ahead, but that'd be a bit of a shame. Okay, so something's exploded up ahead. You just heard the explosions. Right, so red, yellow, green, blue, yellow, green, blue. That's very annoying. Why can't I get through the... What's the matter? The door's open. Normally the door would be closed, so I've gone up to it and pressed F and enter and E, and I've crouched and I've jumped. Maybe there's a way I can kind of use FPSC's rubbish collision system to my advantage here and try and sort of clip through the map or something to get down to that corridor. I hope the game didn't ship with this bug, because if I paid money for this, I'd be pretty annoyed I couldn't complete this puzzle. Try and go through backwards? No? Okay. Well, I can't see a way of us getting through here, to be honest. That's distressing. Okay, well, I think what we're going to have to do is load level 9. So we'll miss out on a little bit of story here. Okay, somehow we're now in the Hall of the Ogre Lord. So obviously there was another bit up ahead where they were like, okay, well, we're going to put you in another chamber. That's a shame. That's a real shame, because I was kind of getting into the story and I would have liked it to have been a kind of a complete experience, but never mind. These things happen. And in a way it's quite good that the game ships with save games already in it. So okay, so presumably this is a jumping puzzle to start us off. Wow. Reach the far end alive. Yeah, okay. Okay, so presumably you start the level here, come down. This is presumably a custom model. The lighting on her is not quite right. You can see all the individual polygons that make up this sculpture. Right, so I really hate jumping puzzles, and I've only got 67 health. Look at that. Oh, so far so good. Oh god, look at this. No. There's spikes there that will kill me. So if I fall, there is definitely a penalty for falling. And an even bigger penalty for falling here. Okay, just try and button mash space, I think is probably my sort of strategy there. Could do with a better weapon. Just in case we do come across any, well, ogres, I suppose. The Ogre Lord awaits you. Oh, brilliant. Any health down here or anything I can kind of... No? Okay. Right, well, I guess I better get ready for a boss fight then. Oh, okay. No, I got through that fine. Oh, unless there's another level. Okay, we have a second level to Hall of the Ogre Lord. And the music's definitely picked up, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be some sort of boss fight. What the? Was not expecting skeletons. And this may be the first time we've ever seen skeletons in an FPSC game, and they're a stock enemy as well, so... But... Obviously it's normally quite difficult to justify having sort of skeletons as enemies in your game, but this game's found a way. Oh my god.
William, your weapons are not doing any damage to the ogre. The computer has made him invulnerable. You must escape around him and head for the lab.
And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Although it must be said, the shotgun does kind of push him back a little bit, so...
William, you remind me of something my father once told me. He said that the real measure of a man is not his strength or his intelligence or his money, but it's his courage.
I don't suppose your dad had anything to say about maybe not putting test subjects into a live fire exercise? Anyway.
William, do you see that? The Replicore world, it's merging with our world somehow. How is this even possible?
Oh, that is cool. I like that. Really nice texture work there to kind of show the transition between the different worlds. Presumably that means the enemies are going to come over as well. Yep. I like the music as well. It's really heightening the intensity a lot. Wow, we've got a bit of threat prioritization here because we've got the zombie enemies that are coming to kill us up close, but then we've also got the shotgun wielding cyborgs and some Germans too.
William, you're going to be moving through the laboratory and into the main power room. Here you will find the Replicore generator. This is what we need you to destroy to shut the system down.
Alright, seems straightforward enough, but I bet I won't be alone in here. The music is very loud. Though it was. Now it's stopped. That's a shame. I was quite enjoying it. Oh, okay. We got some... What is going on here? Got so much ammo. Oh no, the desk! Please don't be the reason why I can't get through this level. There we go. Just push the desks out of the way. Right. I don't have much health. Oh no, the invincible ogre.
William, now that the ogre is outside of the RPG chamber, he is vulnerable again. Aim for his eyes.
Okay, well, I mean, he sort of nearly died. Cool. Well, that's the ogre gone. I wonder if... Oh, there we go, music's back. I wonder if we're going to get to meet Nathaniel.
William, you need to destroy the small cylinder on top of the power generator.
There we go. It's gone. Right? That's it, surely. Now what? Jump down? There we go.
Congratulations, William. You beat the game.
Game complete. Alternative ending. Okay. Destroy the 2 ventilation shafts during the final Ogre battle to reveal a hidden hallway and secret weapons. Get the key during the fitness test to unlock the game prompts room. Okay, there's a key down there, is there? Okay, interesting. Well, there you go. So there's even a reason to replay the game. How cool is that? So I'm assuming if I click... Right. I'm not going to replay the game. I'll come out of it. So that was Replicore. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. As I expected, it was a way of kind of utilizing various assets that not necessarily came with FPSC, but mostly in terms of the enemies. So it was a good way to work in the various different kind of enemies that both came with FPSC and also with its model packs. But it did it very inventively, and yeah, you could. That's the great thing about Luke's games, is there's always a really kind of there's a really nice tangible sense of place in them, and there was a kind of an in-world reason for most things being there. Even the kind of the weird sort of like Windows Movie Maker transitions at the end, they made sense. Like, they told the story. I mean, the digital world was being, it was vaporizing, or whatever you want to call it, and so that's why that effect was used to bring that to life. But yeah, so overall a pretty fun game. The gameplay was relatively straightforward, just shooting things, finding keys, kind of a little bit of platforming, nothing too complicated. But as with a lot of kind of games, particularly FPSC games, some of the best ones, they stick to the tropes and the conventions and the gameplay loops that the engine did really well, which were quite basic, but they kind of wrapped them in this sort of interesting premise. And certainly I've not played a game like Replicore before, although it did kind of remind me perhaps a little bit of Portal in places, with the sort of the test chamber aspect of it. And of course Portal would have been kind of brand new around this sort of time, 2007, 2008 time, wasn't it? So yeah, it's kind of fits right into that sort of that period of gaming. But yeah, so I'm gonna put the link in the description. And yeah, if you're interested in trying it, I do recommend. It's a good way to kind of blow away an hour playing a kind of a nostalgic FPSC game. There are obviously some bugs that you will have to negotiate, but that's fine. I mean, the good thing about it is it comes with those save games, so you can always get yourself out of trouble. So we probably missed maybe 2 or 3% of the overall story by not completing level 8 or whatever it was. But that's fine. So thanks so much for watching, and join me again for the next FPS Creator Classic. Cheers, bye.